Welcome to Daily Variety, your daily dose of news and analysis for entertainment industry insiders. It's Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. I'm your host, Cynthia Littleton. I am co-editor-in-chief of Variety alongside Ramin Satuda. I'm in LA, he's in New York, and Variety has reporters around the world covering the business of entertainment. On today's episode, we'll hear from Variety's Jennifer Maz on the big shakeup unveiled by Microsoft at its Xbox gaming division. The layoff axe is swinging, and leadership is making other big changes as the division is struggling to turn a profit. Even at a world-beating company like Microsoft, that's a problem. But before we get to all of that, here are a few headlines just in this morning that you need to know. Mariska Hargitay will go solo as host of the Emmys this year. NBC surprised the industry with this news for the star of its enduring drama series, Law & Order SVU. Hargitay will be the first woman to host the Emmy Awards telecast solo in 15 years, since Jane Lynch did the honors for Fox in 2011. Don't miss my colleague Brian Steinberg's story on how the troops at CNN are bracing for Paramount Skydance's takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. Given all the drama that has ensued at CBS News since Paramount Skydance came into the picture last year, there's a lot of people on edge in Hudson Yards. Nobody knows quite what to expect because Paramount has yet to lay out any kind of post-merger hierarchy. Journalists, like nature, abhor a vacuum, so there is a lot of nervous speculation swirling around CNN. Liz Meriwether, the great writer and showrunner behind Fox's New Girl and Hulu's The Dropout, has been tapped to write a Britney Spears biopic. It is being shepherded by director John M. Chu and producer Mark Platt. That's a powerful trio. The first reactions to Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey are out, and they are epic. The general tone is extremely positive, lots of superlatives flying. Some Variety insiders who saw the movie earlier this week say they're still making up their minds on the final assessment, but they're also eager to see it again. So that says something. The Universal picture hits the multiplexes on July 17th. All of these stories and so much more can be found at Variety.com right now. And now it's time for conversations with Variety journalists about news and trends in show business. Jennifer Maz, Variety's senior business writer for TV and video games, explains what's happening at Microsoft with its Xbox gaming division. The company initiated a surprise management shakeup in February, with Phil Spencer stepping down as CEO and Asha Sharma stepping in. After a few months of looking under the hood, Sharma is not trying to spin it. Xbox's operations are not sustainable, and it's her job to change that. Jennifer Maz, no rest for the video game beat reporter this month. Good to have you back. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Microsoft announced big changes, a big realignment to its Xbox gaming division, and they announced a number of layoffs. That was a big number, even by the standard of the layoff waves that we have seen in business and Silicon Valley and entertainment, up to 3,200 positions. That is a lot of people. What was their rationale for why they're making these gigantic changes?
So we talked to a couple of sources over the weekend and got an idea of what was coming. We've known for a couple of weeks now that a reset was in the works under new CEO Asha Sharma. And so what they really announced today was what's happening, what changes they're making. And they were very upfront about it in that Asha prepared everyone. There's 1,600 being let go today, and then up to 1,250 more by the end of the fiscal year, which is next June for Microsoft, for Xbox. And so looking at that, they've also said that 4 studios will be divested. 2 of them are being returned to owners and becoming indies again, and then 2 are being sold to currently undisclosed buyers, but are in talks for that. And those are big changes to be announced, especially when oftentimes we don't hear about exactly what's going to happen. We get it in drips and drabs, and Asha made it very clear in the memo she sent to staff and then posted to socials that she wanted everyone to be aware of what was coming. And that creates a certain level of uncertainty, but they really wanted to set up like this is the entire plan from start to finish right now. now.
So they're going to part ways with 4 studios, 2 of which are being returned to founders. You've reported in the past that Microsoft went on a spree of acquiring game studios. Is this just their recognition? We just have a few too many imprints under the roof?
Absolutely. It's Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, Compulsion Games, and Double Fine Production, all of which were acquired, and definitely during this like frenzy that Microsoft had over the past few years. And there's too many studios and there's too many games in the works. I think many weren't getting the attention they deserved. And they've also pointed to the fact many weren't making the money that Xbox needed to see in order to justify those studios being part of the larger business. And so one of the things that was decided, these studios need to go. And then another studio, Arcane in France, is currently, because regulatory approval over there is different, going through labor conversations before they can decide what to do with that one. But it's serious to have that many studios divested. But I know it was important to them, and they made this clear that they find homes for them or find a way to return them to indies and the founders they were, rather than close studios. And more often than not, we do see studios close. So that is a differentiating factor in this situation.
Microsoft made a big change in its gaming leadership earlier this year. Phil Spencer stepped down after decades at the company. Asha Sharma came in from a non-video game background. When you have this level of change and streamlining, you can certainly understand why there was a big management shift. So again, taking that step back, Jennifer, why is this happening? Is this an indication that Xbox is struggling?
I mean, a big point to pull out of the memo from Asha is she said point blank, our business today is not healthy. And that's a big deal for a CEO to admit, right? So I think we are very clear right now that Xbox is not in a good position and that it hasn't been for some time. One thing we learned that there are in some areas of the business 14 layers of leadership when they want to try and get that down now to 5 or 3. That's so much. And when you look at things like layoffs, it's always incredibly difficult to watch this happen. But you also have watched for years and years and years this unsustainable growth happen. And they're going to take responsibility for it now.
14 layers is pretty astounding, and that's where you get 1,600 people and perhaps as many as 1,250 more. Like, it's in human terms, every single person is devastating. Where would you put Xbox in the pantheon of the platforms? From talking to you about this for Daily Variety and others, you don't really hear you talking about, oh, that Xbox game. Like, that's got to be a problem for them.
Yes, it is. And it has been for a little while for them. We've talked about the surplus of Call of Duty before. They want a new game out every year. And that was something instituted under Phil Spencer. And they're very proud of that. But it also comes with a lot of like Call of Duty fatigue.
That came from their Activision purchase, their purchase of Activision Blizzard in 2022. So that big franchise is not an in-house thing. That is literally something they purchased, which it's still theirs, but significant if you're talking about the hub and the kind of the nucleus of the creativity here. It's been a little over a year since a Minecraft movie had people throwing things around theaters. Have you seen a lift? Are more people talking about Minecraft because it did have that great run at the box office last year? Has it had that kind of impact?
It did give it a boost, and that's something always cool to see. You know, we've seen it with several other games. Another Microsoft-owned game, Fallout 76, saw a big boost when Fallout, the TV series, came out. Minecraft saw the same similar thing, but I know one thing that they still want is to reach that Roblox level. They think that's possible. They think they've fallen behind. And that they can reach and be a competitor with Roblox. The two games are very similar and have often been compared, but Roblox significantly outpaced Minecraft several years ago.
Always interesting talking about the dynamics in this world. I want to button up by asking you, what's going on with Electronic Arts? They announced a very big deal, the largest private equity transaction in U.S. history at $55 billion to do a deal with Silver Lake. What's going on with that? We haven't heard much from them.
I would love to tell you, but as of right now, all we know is that it's stuck in regulatory approval. They were hoping and had given investors a deadline that it would be completed by June 30th, and that has clearly passed us. So it's stuck in DC right now in regulatory approval, and I hope to know more soon. As we report earnings for them, they don't do a call anymore because they're going private. The more times that happens, though, it's hard to see. We don't have any clarity on the business.
Well, with all the media M&A right now, those regulators are being kept very busy. Appreciate you keeping your eye on this sector and helping unpack it all for us. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
As we close out today's episode, here's a few things we're watching for. Definitely do not miss my colleague Brent Lang's great column about the Allen & Company Sun Valley Conference, which begins today in the Idaho resort town. Lang opines that the hothouse environment of that Tony retreat for billionaires may just be part of the problem for media and entertainment. It's a smart read from someone who has definitely put in his time at the duck pond. Definitely don't forget about the Emmy Award nominations tomorrow morning. We'll be on them bright and early. Anything you need on Emmys you will find tomorrow on Variety.com starting at about 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Variety's International Festivals team is getting ready to produce 3 digital dailies out of the Costa Rica Media Market. The event runs July 14th and 15th in San Jose, Costa Rica. We love to hear from our listeners, so please send thoughts, gripes, and other feedback about Daily Variety to podcasts@variety.com. Before we go, congrats to Marie Sheehy, the longtime communications executive for WME, has been promoted to Executive VP and Head of Corporate Communications for WME Group. Sheehy is a key advisor to WME chiefs Christian Muirhead and Richard Weitz, as well as to clients in moments of both triumph and crisis. Sheehy joined what was then the William Morris Agency in 2005, and she's been on quite a ride since. Thanks for listening. This episode was written and reported by me, Cynthia Littleton, with contributions from Jennifer Maz. Stick, snicks, hick, picks. Please leave us a review at the podcast platform of your choice, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Daily Variety.